7 mistakes that keep contractors poor. I'm going to be sharing with you how to break the cycle, make sure you're not stuck in these pitfalls. All right, so we got 7 to run through here. Going to be going through them in succession. Make sure you check out all 7 of these. They're very important. Every one is something, a habit, a type of mistake that I see fairly commonly, and any one of these could really block you from achieving, big success and really keep you just spinning your wheels and stuck in the same place for year upon year upon year. So as always, give this video a big thumbs up. It's pretty easy. You just got to go down there, give it a little thumbs up. Super appreciate you for that. Jumping in, number 1, chasing work to stay busy. I think we've all done this before, and it is a big mistake that you do not need to concern yourself with, because stop spending money on chasing work just to stay busy. So things, get a little slow. Maybe you see like, oh, in 2 weeks we don't have any work. Hit the phones, do some sales, get that stuff, taken care of. But you need to stop wasting time just chasing work and trying to always, bring in more work. You need to spend that time on create a marketing machine. So you should have a marketing machine, something that you can pull the lever on, you can set into play, and it'll generate leads, it'll generate clients for you, so that you always have a conveyor of new business coming in. It may sound too good to be true because you may not have experienced this before, but with the right marketing and the right systems in place, it's just a matter of pulling the lever and pulling in new clients. So some things to think about. Advertising is one of those things. So yes, you have to spend money on it, although if things are a little bit slow, or you have the right checks and balances in place, and you see like, hey, in 1 month, 2 months, 3 months out, we don't have a lot of projects on the books, that's when you put some more money into advertising, and you should already have that whole system built out. So it's just a matter of upping the amount of advertising you're doing, as well as things where you have evergreen content. So things like YouTube videos, things like blog articles on your website, things that are always working in the background, whether you're putting time into it, whether you're putting money into it or not. You've built this system so that it is a machine that is constantly bringing you leads, and you can stop chasing work. When you start chasing work, a couple of things happen. Your mindset, deteriorates, because you're in that, fight or flight survival mode of like, I gotta get business. You end up, rushing, you end up stressing yourself out, you end up underpricing your estimates so that you can pull in some quick work, and you get in this bad cycle of like a catch-22 where you're running out of work, so you put the prices lower, you don't make any money, so then you repeat the cycle over and over and over again, and you get stuck. So does that make sense? First mistake you gotta avoid is chasing work to stay busy. It does not work. It is not a good way to run a business. Number 2, moving on here, focusing too much on price. So this is kind of tied to number 1, but especially early on, we want to be competitive. We feel that if we're not competitive, our price isn't the same or a little bit lower, that, we're not going to get business. Or we may think that our price is too high and we are, not willing to actually increase our price because we already think they are too high. I ask this question a lot actually of clients or, people that I'm talking to, of like, your pricing on your services. Do you feel that you're like average, below average, or high in your pricing? Probably about 80 to 90% of the people I talk to, contractors, will say we are kind of a little bit on the higher end. We're not in the middle. We price a little bit higher. So why is it that 80 to 90% of contractors feel that their pricing is above average? The reason is a lot of people have this tendency to have some fear associated with pricing, and you're too focused on pricing that you think like you've already reached your maximum. If I, increase prices, I may not get jobs and things like that. Inflation is constantly happening. For you to improve your pricing by 5 to 10% should be easy. You probably won't see any negative effects if you raise all your pricing tomorrow by 5%. The amount of jobs that you close, the type of projects that you get, probably won't change whatsoever. But that 5% is huge, because the difference between 5% on a project, that is all going to your profits, that always is all going to your bottom line. Because if you've estimated properly, you've already covered your expenses, you've got your anywhere from 15 to 25% markup. So to give it another 5% is going straight to your bottom line, and it'll make a huge difference in your contracting business, and it'll help create wealth for you and give you a bit of a buffer as well. So don't focus too much on price. Figure out what's a fair price a little bit higher, as needed, and be willing to back it up with your brand, with your integrity, with your quality of service. Does that make sense? Number 2, make sure to stick around to the end. We've got 7 of these. All of them are going to be pivotal. You put all these 7 together, wow, you are going to have an amazing business. You're going to avoid so many pitfalls that I see contractors making constantly. That's keeping them poor, keeping them stressed out, and keeping them in that survival mode. So number 3, this is a big one. It's a little bit personal. It's something you maybe heard before. It is blaming. So you may be like, I take responsibility. I don't blame other people. That's great, but take it to another level. So take complete ownership of your business, where things are at. There's always this surface level. There's a surface level to everything. Generally, most people are operating above the surface, right? You can see where we're going. Things are dry. Life is good. We've got some sunshine, maybe some rain every now and then. They never look below the surface. They never ask those questions of why am I so stressed out? Why is this so difficult? Why am I not successful at this when other people have been? So look below the surface, ask yourself those hard questions, and then stop blaming your employees for, not finding the right people is a big one. I can't find good people. Gen Z is a bunch of lazy bums who don't know how to swing a hammer, and I'm tired of them, so I don't know what to do. Clients, all these clients want this amazing, quality for the lowest price. I've had it with them. Or the economy is down. No one's building houses. No one, general contractors aren't hiring. People aren't hiring. I can't find, projects. Look upstream for the causes. Why, is this happening? Why can't I find good employees? Why am I not profitable in my business? Often it's a lack of your ability as leadership or a lack of knowledge or understanding, which is not a bad thing. That's a good thing. Recognizing that it is your fault, even if it's not necessarily your fault that it's there, but you are responsible for it, and you are the reason. You're the person that needs to take ownership and be like, I need to learn how to do this. I need to hire the right person. I need to create a system. I need to learn from those past 5 employees that quit after 1 month. Why did I hire them in the first place? Why did they quit? How can I better my system? How can I better my process? How can I go upstream so that these problems stop happening in the future? So that's number 3. Third mistake of why contractors are poor is they're blaming everybody without taking responsibility to actually do something about it and get the benefits of creating the right process, system, or understanding. All right, got this here. I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below. What's your favorite point? When I hit a point of these 7, one that really resonates with you, or one that you really feel will make a big difference in your contracting business, just type the number 7, number 4, number 1, whichever one it is. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to know which of these mistakes has been the most impactful for understanding and knowing and overcoming. So moving on, we're going number 4 here. All right, still with me? Living too large. And I made this mistake. It cost me huge. It cost me a lot of difficulty for myself, for my employees, for my spouse, for my family, for the people in my life, for my clients. And it was a really hard time, and I was really bad place because I was living too large. I had grown a business that was unmanageable by myself at that time. I had not been in business long enough. We grew very rapidly, tripled, almost quadrupled our revenue in 1 year. And so I hired a bunch of people. I started doing a whole bunch of things I hadn't done before. And I was living a lifestyle that was not congruent with my profitability. It was congruent with my revenue. I had a larger business. We were doing a lot of revenue, but the profit that I was, profitability of the business was very low, and I was still living like I was even earlier when I was making more money doing less revenue, if that makes sense. But I see this very often with contractors is, you've got a nice new truck, maybe you bought a boat, maybe you want to take the family on vacation, maybe you just, built a new house because, hey, it's an investment, right? You can get the labor for cheap because you use your own guys, what have you. So you're building a new house. And I've been in businesses as an employee. One of the first, framing businesses that I was working as a framer and learned a lot of the ropes. The homeowner did the same thing. They had a whole bunch of crews. They grew very fast, built a new home, got a new truck, started going on vacations, and the company imploded and is no more because they, living too large essentially, and not keeping a good buffer of profitability, not keeping a good buffer of, a rainy day fund and savings, and just growing too fast and the wheels fall off. So living too large is a huge one. You want to make sure that you're investing outside of your business as well. So yes, your best investment is in yourself. yourself and your business because it has the biggest potential for growth. But if you take all the money that you get from the business and funnel it back into just growing the business and, buying new stuff for the business and then put it into advertising and marketing and hiring people and all this stuff, and then, something happens with the business or yourself where you're not able to take care of it, you've got all your eggs in one basket, all your investments, all your money's been put into one place. If something happens to that business and it's toast, you're shit out of luck and living on the street probably because you weren't, savvy with your money. So take profit, keep it outside your business, put in investments. There's a whole science to investments. I'm not going to get into, which investments to put it in, but diversified portfolio of investments so that if something does happen with the business or in 10 years or 20 years, you're looking to sell the business or retire, you've got this big, wealth building that you've already done outside your business that's not connected. So does that make sense? Living too large, live within your means. It may be hard, but be really skeptical about new profits, new business. It'll feel good. Your business will be growing, but keep your standard of living the same until you can really afford it. Cannot stress this enough. I made this mistake and it cost me my house, cost me my dirt bike, which it was very hard to get rid of, cost me my vehicle at the time, and I lost a lot because of it. So moving on, not to end on a sad story here, let's keep moving. Number 5, building and growing better. That's what it's all about. Learn from your mistakes, learn from my mistakes, learn from the mistakes of others. That's the key. That's why you are going to do amazing things if you get all these 7 in order, keeping everything in your head. So this is another big mistake. The 5th one, you've grown a business. Everything is inside your head. How you manage a project, how you talk to clients, how you do your sales and marketing, how you schedule projects, how you order materials. If everything is inside your head, you cannot delegate it. You have no value in your business. Your business is not worth anything if it's all inside your head because that value is stuck. You need to get it outside your head for it to be valuable. Get that through your head. So if someone's going to be buying your business, or you want to bring in a general manager or someone to invest in your business or passing it off to your kids, there is no value in your business if you leave and the business collapses, which is just like a house of cards, like so many construction businesses out there. So you need to get standard operating procedures in place. You need to get the way that you do things from your head onto paper and put it in a simplified way that someone can understand, and you can delegate that off to someone else. This is going to enable you to grow your business because now you can delegate to other people and you can communicate at a higher level, but it's also giving you an exit strategy later on. And without a documented process, you're not able to delegate, you're not able to grow. And if you do grow, it's just going to put more strain on you because you're having to take care of more and more things and you're just going to collapse. So get in the habit, getting things outside your head, get it on paper, get on process. It's even going to help yourself because even things that you do regularly that you know how to do, once you've had to articulate it on paper, you're going to understand it in a huge, a whole nother level, because it's one thing to know something, it's another thing to teach someone else, to actually put it on paper, to take a huge complex type of thing, simplify it into steps and organize it. It's going to do, it's just there's so many benefits to getting this done, but so many contractors make the mistake of not getting this done because it is difficult. It's something new. It is office work, it's book work, it's writing, things that you may not like, but chew on the, take the bullet, get it done. It'll change your whole business. So that's number 5. Got number 6 and then 7 just right after that. Stay with me here. These are so important. Number 6, avoiding change. It can be so easy to get stuck in the rut, especially as contractors. We've got so much stuff to do constantly. And it's you just want to get through your day and get to the weekend so you can go drinking and fishing with the boys or whatever. But it's so easy to get stuck in that rut year after year, and avoiding change, avoiding, getting your email marketing set up, avoiding figuring out, online advertising, hiring an admin person, offloading, getting a project manager finally. So there's all this stuff where, you may be not wanting to change certain things about your business because you're kind of comfortable. As hectic as it is, as stressful as it is, you're comfortable in your lane, you're comfortable in your zone. But in order to grow a business, you're going to have to level up your leadership. You're going to have to be able to be a leader of leaders. You're going to have to be able to coach and guide and train people to do what you do, and just accept change. You don't need to force it, but realize that technology is always improving. There's always new stuff coming out. And if you don't change, if you don't accept change, your business is not going to change, your life is not going to change, and you are going to be stuck. So you need to get outside your comfort zone and experience change and realize mistakes will happen. You may need to try some things before you figure out, what works, but don't avoid change. Don't make that mistake in your contracting business. All right, we got the final one here. Are you still with me? If you made it this far, congratulations. You are amazing, and I know you're going to go far because you care that much about your business. That shows me heart. I appreciate you for that. So the last one, number 7, is not getting help. So again, I struggle with this a lot because I'm very self-disciplined, self-motivated, what's the word for it? I rely on myself essentially to get things done. But, building a business is all about building a team. It's about asking for help. So help from, coaches or mentors or other business people. It could be help from your family, your spouse. If you need consulting help from other professionals, help, from books and learning. So get some help. If you don't understand something, if something's not working in your business, if you're stressed out, if you feel like you don't have time for things, if you feel like there's just like so much going on that is just like way overwhelming, figure out you need some help, right? So figure out which part of your business, why are you so stressed out? What things are overwhelming? Get an admin person or a virtual assistant to offload some stuff. Get a professional, go online, search some stuff. So you've already done that with this YouTube video here. You're getting some help for your business. So that's great, but don't let it stop there. Don't just be, a content consumer, but actually reach out to people, get help from people. It is not a sign of weakness to ask for help. It is a sign of strength, as much as it may not feel that way. Again, it's about getting outside your comfort zone and asking and realizing and being humble that I don't know everything there is. I don't know how to grow my business past this point. I don't know how to organize things so I'm not overwhelmed any day. Can you help me? Can, search for someone and ask them for help. That in and of itself will take care of a lot of the other ones. All the 6 to get to here, you can ask someone to help you with them and make sure you don't avoid those mistakes. Way to go. Appreciate you. Check out the links in the description below. I've got a free course. I've got free resources to download. Tons of great stuff there. We got a contractor community in Facebook. Lots of great stuff there. Check out the links in the description below. And always, lots of good videos coming out at you every week. We got new videos. Go check out another video. See you on the next one.